if you'd like to be able to have an overview of all the pages in your site, be they visible in the menus or hidden, how you can do that is by accessing the sitemap. So to get there, we can go to Dashboard up here, and then go to the page called Sitemap. And what we see here is a list of all the pages in your site, be they hidden, such as this little demo area or privacy policy and search results, or actually visible in your menus like so. And a main point to make here is that every single page in this sitemap is something that is customizable. It can be edited, renamed, moved around as much as you need. So following on from our video on creating pages, let's look at the Who We Are page we made in that video. And let's say, for example, this actually could be either in a different order or in a different page entirely. So looking at our example from the creating page video, we made this page called Who We Are directly beneath About Us. And the first point we note is that it's initially at the very bottom of the list of pages beneath About Us. So we have vision first, policies second, meet the team third, get involved fourth, and Who We Are fifth. Let's say we perhaps want that to be maybe third or fourth in the list. All we have to do is in our sitemap, find that page like so, and drag and drop that to be in the appropriate order like so. And with that move, that should have taken immediate effect. So if we reload the site again, you can see there's our page, and it's now the 1, 2, 3rd item in the menu directly beneath About Us. And we see from doing that, that hasn't moved around anything like the addresses, it's just a menu order. But of course, the other kind of move is if we want to move the page beneath a different page compared to what it is now. So right now, Who We Are is beneath About Us. Maybe it makes more sense to have Who We Are to be a page beneath Meet the Team, perhaps. So let's go ahead and give that a try. So this time, rather than just reordering, we'll left click, hold and drag, and this time drag it onto Meet the Team to make Meet the Team the location this page is in. And doing that will trigger this window, because a main point to note here, is that a page's URL, as we learned in the creating pages video, is decided, or initially by default decided, by where it is in the sitemap. So we can see right now, because our page is beneath About Us, its address is the domain /about us/who we are. If I were to go ahead like I'm doing now and put it beneath Meet the Team, the address is going to become something like about us/meet the team /who we are. That's going to become the page's address once it gets moved beneath Meet the Team. So what we'll have to do then is decide, do we still want the old address to work? Let's say perhaps this page has been around for a while, maybe you've shared out this address in old marketing material, or you just suspect that lots of people have bookmarked it for any reason, so you don't want that link to suddenly stop working the moment you've moved the page. So thankfully what we can do is, when we're moving the page, we're saying yes, go ahead and move it to be beneath Meet the Team, but please make the old path still work. So the address will still become the new one, Meet the Team, about us/meet the team /who we are, but the old one with it being beneath About Us, that link, if someone still tried to go to it, would get redirected to the new one automatically. So for legacy purposes, if you do find yourself moving pages, specifically pages that have been around for quite some time, we do recommend using that old page path option to make sure those older links still work. So other than the sort of basic version of moving a page, there's two other options when we drag a page onto another one. Second is alias. So what an alias will do is, in this case, my Who We Are page will stay exactly where it is, but something called an alias of it will also appear beneath Meet the Team. And what this will do is the alias will act as a mirror copy of the main page now and going forward. So we can think of it as like a copy that keeps writing itself every time you write the original. So if I did go ahead with this, Who We Are would stay where it is, and the alias of it will appear beneath Meet the Team, and whenever you make edits to the original, the other one will follow suit as well, no matter how big or small that change in regards to content and text and so on. And as an admin, what you'll note is when you're browsing any pages, if you visit one that happens to be an alias, you as an admin will be told by a box up in the top right. It will say this page can't be edited, it's an alias, please click here to go to the original. So there'll never be any confusion among administrators about which pages are aliases and which ones are real. After that, we have the third option, which is copy, which, as you might expect, lets you copy the page beneath the second location. And unlike alias, the copy is a carbon copy there and then, but then it's completely standalone going forward. So this is more useful in case you want to repeat some content but then tweak it slightly, rather than having to write a whole page again from scratch. So in my case, I'll just choose the move option with the path of the old address saved. So we'll click go on there, and we'll see who we are is now beneath meet the team. And if I try going to the old address now, I should get redirected to the new one. There we go, we're now under About Us, Meet the Team, who we are, and we can see that reflected in all the menus and URLs as well, like so. Outside of moving pages around, a sitemap is also a good way to get a bird's eye view of things like page attributes. Rather than having to go through to a page, click Composer and open up different menus, you could, if you want to as well, click on a page here and go to Attributes, for example, and you can see any and all attributes that have already been made. So we can see the name of the page, who made it, the creation time, and things we saw from Composer such as description, hiding, custom features, and so on. Lastly, let's talk about these hidden pages we've seen. So if we've seen, for example, stuff like this hidden demo area or the privacy policy and search results, those pages are hidden. So how they're hidden is using a combination or mix and match of 4 or 5 attributes related to excluding from searches and menus and so on. So let's go ahead and look at search results, for example, the page that you usually wind up on when you use your site's own search. So we'll click on that page in the sitemap and choose Attributes. And we'll see how this attribute menu works is you pick the attributes on the left you want to use. They'll then appear on the right hand side, and then on the right hand side you fill them in with whatever options or checkboxes or text fields they need. So the main ones of interest here are the ones that all have exclude in their name. So we can see we have an attribute called exclude from sitemap, exclude from nav, exclude from page list, and exclude from search index, as well as one called exclude subpages from navigation. So let's talk through these 5. So exclude from sitemap, what that will do is if you select it and then use it like so, that will hide this page from any external search engines like Google or Bing and so on. So if it's some sort of system page that isn't necessarily sensitive, but it makes no real sense for people to find it, using this option to hide external search engines from it, hiding this page from external search engines is a good way to go about that. Next, we have exclude from nav. This is just telling this page do not appear in the menu. So as we can see, for this search results page, there is no page in your menu called search results, and that's how that's done. Exclude from page list, similar deal. It's not to do with the menus, it's to do with any sort of sublists. So for example, if I go to the about page, it could or should have some sort of sublist. So if I just turn that on real quick, we can see About Us has a page list of the 4 pages beneath it. If, for example, I went to the Get Involved page here and set that to be excluded from page list, it will stop appearing in this list and any others it may be appearing in as well. Next, we have exclude from search index. So in the same way that the sitemap field here hid the page from external search engines, exclude from search index will hide the page from your own website's search tool as well. So for example, I can't find the page search results with the site's own search, not only because that would be silly, but also because it's hidden. And it's hidden because it would be a very strange thing to show up like so. And then the last one here is called exclude subpages from nav. So as that phrase implies, that won't hide this page from the menu, but it will hide any subpages beneath it. So I believe we're likely using this for news, so we don't want to have every single news story appearing as a drop-down, and we also don't want to have to remember to hide every single news story as we make them. So what's likely going on here is the news page has been told to use exclude subpages from nav. So it always knows to hide its subpages, which are stories. Like so, we can see that's used on the news page in this case, and that's usually what's going on in your news as well. And any of the situations where you want to hide a subset of pages but don't want to have to manage each one manually, you can just tell its parent or location page above to use this feature instead.